I had to come to y'all real quick. I just got off a pretty good conversation with someone, and this person shared a few things with me that, as they was talking, I was like, maybe this is something I need to do a quick live on very quickly. Because tonight, we got For the Culture with Sister Cleo's gonna come on, but I just wanted to come on and, you know, my days are just getting better and better and better. And I'm grateful for that. But I gotta be honest, and I hope as y'all get up on here, give me a minute to get myself straight up in here. I have a serious question to ask you all, and I pray that you can all kind of respond, if you will. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me test out something real quick. So the question that, if you notice, I entitled, can we date quality black men? And before you think about your personal self, in this question, excuse me, y'all, in this question, I want us to really think about what it is I'm asking. Not your emotional self. Not that I've been looking for a good man. All of us had those kind of, not all of us, but some of us have had those struggles. But recently, it's been brought to my attention that um, there's one or two good-looking, heavily melanated, gorgeous, hardworking builder black men. They do not come out of any particular doctrine. So they're not like in the nation, they're not church going, hallelujah kind of people. They're just brothers that work hard, that are so looking to be married and be in a relationship and build. Because that was kind of okay, good. The sound is good, y'all. So let me just get this out here. So, with that being said, and I see y'all saying yes, yes. For me, the truth was I was thinking about any young women that because immediately when you find somebody like that, at least for me, I think about my own nieces, like, you know, old school days, you try to hook people up with people because that's what we do. You find somebody that's pretty good. It's kind of like in that movie, Rosewood, when Sister Esther Roll's character met Mister, and she thought about Scrappy, and who can I hook him up with? Because evidently this man got some dreams and goals, and I want my grandbaby, to make sure she gets a good husband or a good mate or whatever, you know. With that being said, family, and if you're raising sons, because I really want to hear from women who are raising their sons. If you're, Scrappy, thank you, Khadijah. If raising your sons, do you ever feel concerned that they may not find a good quality black woman? So let me just say this. I don't know if you all have watched Lovers Rock, and I'm probably going to be talking about this episode for a while because I love what it represents, what it stood out for me. But I often wonder today, do we really talk about with our daughters and with our female friends what a good man looks like? Not, and I don't mean look like in terms of you and through your white supremacist eyes. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a black man who is respectable, who will love you, will work hard, that you can build together. Are we into building? Let's be honest, because I think a lot of us talk about wanting to build, but we don't really know what that means. Building don't mean you buy a house and then you don't have no furniture in it, or you live beyond your means. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being with someone that you can build your life with. You understand what I'm saying? And so I wonder, I'm getting all of these emails back right in this moment, y'all, so I'm sorry about that. But I'm talking about, do you really have these conversations with your daughters and with your sons? I'm not gonna lie. So it's been brought to my attention. There is a very good-looking, eligible, heavily melanated brother who is looking to date a black woman. That's all that he wants to date. He don't want no white girl. He don't want no Mexican. He don't want no, people who you got to see. Maybe they black like me or whatever. Maybe not or whatever. This person likes to date someone who looks like him. The sad crux of it is to hear black women say, well, I don't want to be with nobody that's dark skinned because I want my kids to look like what we think beauty is. That hurts my heart to the core. Like, that really makes me kind of sad. I don't know about y'all, but that made me feel a little sad that we even can still think like that in today's world. That just kind of made me sad, you know? And I want to know what y'all think. Can we, and I'm not talking about me and you, like older people, if you grew up, if you was born in those before the 2000s, we said like that, or maybe if you were born before the 90s, you may have lived long enough to see black people as a community, as a world, love on each other. And that's what Lovers Rock meant to me. When I watched Lover Rock, I was like, I remember growing up with black folks loving each other hard like that. But to hear black women say, now I ain't gonna lie, I'm not saying that black men, this is not a black man do it too. This is not one of those conversations. I'm not talking to him. I don't even know his ass like that. I'm talking about black women. And I know a lot of us desire to have a black man. We really do. But god damn, y'all. Do we wait for the white woman to get him and then he becomes desirable because she got his ass? Like, come on, family. I need y'all to talk back to me, talk black to me. Is it possible? Are we capable? Do you talk with about this to your daughters, to your nieces, any young woman? I'm watching a lot of young women now, after they've been with somebody because maybe he had the right look, but he didn't have no motivation. Maybe he was so-called attractive, as some people say, good on the eyes, but he could not be good on the job, so he couldn't keep the job. Or he may, I'm just saying, like, there's always these little quirks to people who we think are like handsome or good looking, but then there's a character flaw, and then you have children with him, and now you're doing it alone. Is it possible? Has something shifted where some of us, like, if there's no drama with the man, then he's not attractive. I need to hear from y'all. Sister Khadijah, I'm definitely concerned. I know I am planning and arranging my son's marriage. We have conversations about what makes a woman a quality woman worth being the mother of your child and being your wife. Right on. Because I know we talk about pregnancy, but I don't know if we talk about mating or Javon always reminds me there's an art to mating. There's an art. Um, and I don't think the pickings may not be as slim as we think they are. I'm not saying that they're not slim for some people. Maybe if you want somebody who look like, I don't know, whatever y'all think is attractive, and then you waiting on this fool or the person, like I don't know. I don't know how sometimes when I'm watching or checking out some of the so-called reality shows, and I look at some of these men, I'm like, y'all have lost your damn mind. So I don't know what the hardworking black man is that works, that I don't care if he's a janitor. I don't care if he, drives truck. I don't really give a damn. I mean, what is going on? That here's a young, eligible, good looking black man saying that he wants to date black women and they say he's too damn dark. What the hell is going on? Talk back to me, talk black to me, family. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit confused right now. Just a little bit. I'm feeling like I'm not really understanding where this is coming from. And is it a case that maybe you didn't pick me, so I'm gonna act like I ain't gonna pick you? But I don't know if that's gonna solve our problems in terms of black love. If you watch Lovers Rock, one of the main things I really loved in Lovers Rock when I was watching it, I love the fact that you see black men and black women who were attracted to each other. Now, mind you, that's like late 70s, early 80s. But there was something really beautiful about watching that on screen. And you go to a party and people are going to ask you to dance. They ain't trying to marry you up in the party. They just trying to get their good dances on. So that in itself was beautiful to see. I don't know if some of our girls have ever even seen that like that. I would pray, but I don't know. I wonder what y'all think about that. What are your thoughts about it? And I would hope that you all would share your thoughts in terms of what do you think? Can we, are we ready? Can we date quality black men? Do we still produce quality black men to be with quality black women and vice versa? Are we still doing that? And without the judgment, the answer is either yes or no. It can't be like, well, yeah, if the woman learned to submit. This is not one of those conversations. This is not about you trying to mold her into some bullshit you read out of a book. That's not what I'm talking about. What I am talking about is the quality of who we are, quality of character, good character, Does culture have anything to do with this? After watching Lovers Rock, I watched a bunch of documentaries on Black Brits and their existence. Damn, they look like our existence here. Because when I was growing up, I always hear if you go overseas, to Europe, you'd be better treated. And it's like, well, they're treating them black people like shit. So I'm saying, is it a cultural thing? Can you, you know, I don't know, or have color just taken over the black community and we're so color struck that we are going to basically erase ourselves. And white people don't have to do too much killing, much more in terms of police and those positions that take us out, for we will erase ourselves by how and who we mate with. It is possible, trust me. So I know we think like, nah, no, it is possible. If you ever been to Mexico and you studied that third root, which is basically the first root, those people were very African. And you go down there today, you can barely see traces of people who may have a little bit of African in them. And that is in Mexico and Veracruz. So my question to you is it possible? Kim Newman, hey, cuz. Slim Pickens, hard to find. Folks cut from the same cloth that you can be comfortable with. Right on. Damn. Ooh, now, cuz, look, let me just say this. For us older folks, I know that's a struggle. So I ditto, ditto, ditto. But when you think about your sons, okay, if you're a mother of sons, do you ever think about who he could marry, who he could have children with? And does that ever concern you? You know what I mean? Would she be mother, wife material? Is that somebody you want to procreate with, to create your generations that will live beyond you? And I think sometimes we don't even have that conversation. We're like, oh, the person's cute. Person can't read. Person can't do very basic shit. Can't boil water. Can't make dinner. Can't make noodles. They can't make sauce. Don't have no mannerism. Everything is about he loved me, dramatics, but nothing that's concrete. And I'm not talking about the dramatic part of relationships. I'm talking about the concrete things you use to build family. So when I seen people who've been married 30 years, people married 40 years, 50 years, there's some concrete in that mix. I know people get together 5 years and they don't ever want to see each other again. And they forgot they don't have kids with this damn person. So they're going to see them every day. My bonus son is heavily melanated, multi-businessman, and has expressed that black girls say he's attracted to, call him boring because he works a lot building his businesses. Ooh, yeah, I don't understand that. Colorism and imagery has distorted what looks like nowadays. Right on, sis. What looks like nowadays. Pam Morgan said, black tell me the white woman's right in front of them, so they date them instead of going out of the way to find black women. Now, you know what's interesting? That's probably true. Some of the brothers I've been talking with, Pam, they said they seeking out the black girls and they saying that they are too dark, that he is too dark for them. I just was like, please tell me this is some real crap. He really wants to be, there's a few black men who really want black women. But is it that black women have too much baggage? And y'all don't get mad at me. I love black people. I love black women. But let's be honest. Is the baggage too heavy? Are we on some bag lady stuff? Is it too much? Now, I know there's some black men who, that's why I loved about Lovers Rock. Like, they was looking for the black women. This is, of course, a period movie. But there is something about if that dude date the white girl in front of him, God bless him. We probably don't need him no damn way. I'm talking about those black men who want to date black women. That's who I'm really talking about. But I'm with you, sis. It's like ditto, ditto, ditto. Foundation. Right on, Khadijah. Like, what are we looking for with that? So, anyway, family, I just came to y'all because Sister Cleo going to be on tonight for the culture. But I really think, and this is not, I think, because me, I go into it, but I don't even think it's about our perception of what we think we're giving each other. I think we got to really stop and ask ourselves, like, what are we really doing? Are we trying to on purpose erase ourselves? I think we should ask ourselves that. Is it that you're really not attracted to the black man and you just want to erase yourself? How old are these men? I know some of the men I'm talking about is in their early 30s. No children, been working really hard and really want to build with some And you the same way when I talk to these brothers or heard about these brothers, I was like, how old is that? You know, because I'm like, wow. But yeah, like this person has a lot of old school tendencies because he was raised by somebody old school. So his thing is about, being prepared to be married. Don't mean that I've fallen in love and we did a counseling class. It's like, can you afford to be married? Can you afford to be in a relationship with somebody? Because that's a big thing. Like, I don't know how we get to date people. Khadijah saying the brother she talking about is 33 years old. And Pam was like, yeah. But it's like, I don't even think we even discuss finance. And I don't mean like that you know, shallow stuff. Oh, he has to be a billionaire. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about men who are ready to build, because you'll have the rest of your life to figure out some of this stuff, to be honest with you. But it's hard for you to date someone and then he don't have no job, but then he wants to do all these wonderful things on your dime. So that's not the Negro I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about Negroes like that. I'm talking about black men who are seeking out black women to marry, to build relationship with, too. And I know that for some people, not all of us, that's a hard concept because we let our kids bring home any old damn body, and we know, like the scene in I relate to a lot of movies. I'm thinking of that one scene in where the mama looked at the sister and knew the dude she was with was gonna take her to the gutter. Um, it's just in my head. It's Irene Cara and Lynette McKeon, and when she was dating the dude, she knew that this person was gonna take her baby to the gutter. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of sisters looking for black men. Okay, Pam, hold on. Khadijah, you on here? The guys we're talking about are rare. Damn, Pam. But I feel you. Sparkle. Thank you, Khadijah. I'm thinking about the scene in Sparkle. So I'm not talking about that dude. I ain't talking about the dude in Sparkle. I'm talking about this young brother, 33 years old, and others like him, wanting to date black women, looking past the other people. He don't want the others. He wants a sister. He wants somebody who knows his history and his culture as he knows hers. But he's prepared. He is prepared. You know what I mean? Not like I fell in love with you because you got a big booty and all that. No, like how we building? How's we gonna do this? And the fact that the person would like to be married. Because sometimes it feel like, and I know we're not the only culture who does it. I'm just saying, I don't know because I'm really steeped into my own culture. Sometimes we'll talk about marriage, not everybody's option, but bringing home these goddamn kids without a daddy, that's not an option either. Like, you didn't get pregnant by yourself. So to have some black men who are looking for the black woman as a mate, and I know this is really difficult for some people. Because we have made our whole careers just out of the defects of people's choices, but I'm like, damn, Khadijah. Okay, Khadijah, you got Pam on here, Pam Morgan. See Khadijah Divine. Could y'all connect, please? I'm dead serious. I think we're to this time where we may have to start doing it like this. I'm dead serious because I know that there are good black men. They're being raised by good black women. So I know this to be true, but I also know when I get, to have the opportunity to, blessings of the night. Peace, sis. When I hear brothers talking like this, I'll be like, where are these little sisters at? Because I need to be connecting people up. I had one of those who made it so clear that he wants to be together, hopefully for a Christmas miracle, for a Christmas miracle. But again, we're in two separate lanes. Cuz, what do you mean two separate lanes? Like, why is the lane separate? Why? Why can't it be the same lane, but maybe on different speeds? You know what I mean? Is it possible for y'all to kind of get in the same lane, even though it may be like this, or somewhere? Or is that possible? You know what I mean? Yes, let's make it happen. So Khadijah Divine, hook up with Pam Morgan. Y'all think I'm kidding, but I think black folks got to learn to say themselves. And so we got to really position. Then I also think, even with this thing of mating, is it that we need to build a stronger community for them to feel a part of? Because I'm not trying to be funny. When I've listened to some of the stories, and I listen to a lot of stories, people talked about the few friends I had that had been married for a while or whatever. Some of them made them, some didn't. They talked about being in a community that supported them in their marriage. So I don't know if you could be married and have a lot of single friends. I don't know. I would like to think, I know this was a TV show, y'all. Please don't kill me. But even when I looked at Good Times, I'm sorry, even though James had his issue, he really did take care of his family. But Valona didn't seem like a friend that bogged them down because she was single. You know what I'm saying? But I think we really, really, really got to think about, um, how we can get in the same lane. It's okay to be in a different lane as long as you're heading in the same direction. Okay, Khadijah, I'll take that. So, Crystal, I'm gonna need you to respond though. Khadijah saying it's okay to be in different lanes as long as y'all heading in the same direction. So, I can see that too. I can see that too. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking for myself. I may have to be with an older man because I'm not a coddler. I just want a man who know his duty, and then I know mine, and then we could just grow together. But that's because I'm older. I'm damn near 50, so that's a little different. But I think when I look at my little sisters who are in their 20s and in their 30s, and they're trying to figure it out because they know. See, the other part we don't tell you about marriage is that it's really you get to build together instead of being out here by yourself. And I think that we kind of sometimes struggle with that. And then Pam said, yes, I agree. Um, it will merge into one lane. That's what you're saying, Crystal. Right. But don't want to play Bobby the Builder. I raised 3 sons. Bobby the Builder. Oh, cuz. Woo. Okay. 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 Well, yeah, I don't know. See, because I don't have any children, but I often wonder if you are a nurturer and that is who you are, sometimes does that affect your relationship if you are a nurturer because you are a mother? You know, does that sometimes hinder your relationships? I don't know. So you just talked about you don't want to be Bob the Builder. You want to play Bob the Builder, but she's already raised 3 sons. You see, you have a lot of male energy there, and you have that nurturing energy for males. So I can see how sometimes that would get a little, yeah, that could be a little bit of an issue. I get that. But I also think maybe there's some gifts in there. Because if I had to ask you, because what are you looking for in a man? What are you looking for? And I don't know, as you get older, your list may get shortened. Like, when I was 20, the list probably was like 100 things on there. Now I think I probably got a good top 15. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm 50 years old. Half the shit I done already did myself. So I'll be trying to think about the real concrete things, you know what I'm saying? Khadijah says, you talking about a project. I'm not into reconstruction because no Bob builder. So yeah, you're a mess, Khadijah. But I just really wonder, what does that really look like? And I don't even think it's about God, I just wish that somehow in more of our culture that we really talk with our young people about relationships and building and family. And when I'm talking with my girls in class, they'll say stuff like, I want to have my first kid when I'm 25, but none of them really talk about marriage because most of their parents, some of them are not married. And so they think that you can have children without being married. And I'm not saying you can't, but I think the other parts to it, you then have to rely on someone else to fill in that dad role or try to fill in that hole where the dad would have stood. And I think we got to talk about that more, and not just with our girls. I'm saying, hey, Tina, with our sons too. You can nurture within control, and both persons have to do some internal work, building and work that's ongoing for life. You cannot do that for your mate. Okay, if I'm multiple, y'all get that? You can nurture you can nurture without controlling, and both people have to do some internal building work that's ongoing for life. You cannot do that for your mate. You know what, girl? That's real talk. Because as women, we're taught to build. We're taught to build. Like, girl, just look, I ain't gonna lie. When I was coming up, I heard so many women say stuff like, you don't look at a man for what he is, you look at what he can be. You know, I'm like, damn, that's work. That's like wanting to buy a used house and then have to fix it up before you can move into it. That's how I felt about I know they came from an era where women did Bob the Builder. I really like that Bob the Builder. But as we're looking at young people, I often wonder, are these the messages that we're giving them? But then sometimes I think we do a lot of superficial the way a person looks. And I'm not saying you got to marry the dude who's like gruesome look. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is sometimes people be thinking that look is gonna carry them over. But I'm gonna tell you something: a good looking dude that cannot screw on the light bulb, a good looking dude that can't go out and fix shit in your backyard, a good looking dude who don't take out the trash, like real basic shit, that's so not attractive. If I got to go outside and take that trash out and your ass is sitting on the couch, you I'm gonna be cussing everybody out. Cause that's me. Hey, brother Mike, I'm glad you in here, brother. I'm gonna need you to chime in. I'm gonna need you to chime in. That's my good brother right there. You can't date, you cannot date potential. See that's not what I was brought up to believe. That I didn't hear that in my family. I'm not talking not my family, but just the women. Women talk about how we gotta be there for each other, and that the black man been through so much stuff. We gotta be there to be the nurturer. And I get it, we have to nurture each other, but god damn it, I cannot give you what you really need. If you respect the man, you can be with him while he does his own work. That's real talk. That's real talk. That's real talk. I could be with you, but I can't be with you. You know what I mean? It depends on what the work is. You know what I mean? It depends on what his work is. I think sometimes we date in the build a Bob kind of mind frame. I've seen people be like, we first of all believe all the stuff that happened to him was not his fault and it was his baby's mama's fault. Like the two of them wasn't together. So I'm right there with you. I just feel like when I'm talking with young people and you have a young man on here talking, some young men basically saying they're ready to get married, but black women and are attracted to them because of the way they look. I just be like, what the hell? Definitely need to be able to handle the house. I'm telling you, woo! I don't know how people do it. You taking the trash out and he's sitting there like he don't get his nails dirty. Girl, please. A woman's life is love, and man's life is love. Right on. Then, brother Mike, then what is it? How do we, and you work with young men too, how do you propose that we really talk about marriage as a foundation to us mating people, that the art of mating? God, I wish Jay Brown was on here because she always talks about that art of mating and that there's an art form to it. And so we let people bring home their products, or the gifts that the creator gave us through people hooking up to make some love, but the love don't be long term. You know what I mean? So how do we, yeah, Oh, you're saying a woman's life is love, a man love is life. Okay. All right, you have to break that down, brother. We can't take off our capes. Okay, we can take off our capes. Okay, you think we be wearing the cape? You think that's why we can't see Superman because we maybe got on the cape ourselves? So what Michael was saying in here, a woman's life is love, a man's love is life. Okay, I got you. You're trying to correct that, bro. Khadijah said you can date potential in your early 20s, but you must have realized your potential in your damn 40s. That is so true. That is so true. Yeah. I can't date. I'm too old to do potential. I'm just too damn old. I'm telling you right now. I had to pull over and get into this conversation. I know that's right. Because you notice, y'all, I did start off because some young men are looking for wives that are black women. They don't want nobody. They want black women. Dad asked, "Can you grow to love him?" I can't see it. So your dad asked, "Can you grow to love him?" But you can't see it. Why can't you see it? You don't think you have that much time, or you think it's gonna be longer than the time you have left? That's a good one. Because I do hear that grow to love. I don't know. As you get, I mean, I'm a year off of 50. Some things, if I was in my 30s, it'd be a different story. But man, that's a good question. That's a good question. Your uncle, my uncle, your daddy asked. That makes so much sense. It really does. Benjamin said, foundational love has to be redefined between both parties. What do you mean by foundational love? What does that mean? And what does love mean? Like you threw the word love in. You threw the word love in there. And then Ye said, me too. For real, I'm not trying to be funny. So now these are younger people who are trying to date each other. Now, let me just be honest. These are young brothers who are financially stable, ready to go. They want somebody they can build with and the whole nine. And what I'm saying is I can't even think of some young women because sometimes some young women be so into what the dude may look like. And it's not like this person is ugly, But he said what he heard a lot of that sisters were saying he was too dark. And I just was like, what the hell is going on? Where are all of these black women? I mean, where are these looking for black women? So where are they? They're around. You know, I mean, I know a couple of these young men are in their 30s. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, that, you know, and I have some young women, but I don't think they're ready yet because they're still into, you know, they want him to look like, I don't know, Michael B. Jordan. I don't know. Like, I don't know, sis. I mean, I just know a few. I don't know a lot. I just know a few, you know, but I would love to have some brothers really have that conversation. Love is life, right on. But what? So here's my thing, and y'all work with me here, okay? So say if you know, if you raise a son or a daughter, they're in their 20s. We also get these messages that you shouldn't get married in your 20s because you still have to go sow your wild oats. And it's kind of like, what the hell does that mean? Then I hear people say, I had some homies who got married in their 30s and they was like, man, I was running from the marriage, but man, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. I don't know why I didn't want to get married. Luckily, this person didn't have any children or anything like that. He was basically saying, damn, like the stuff that I was taught about marriage just wasn't good. It wasn't positive feedback. So therefore, I didn't want to get married. Okay, somebody said, where is he at looking? Khadijah, you on here? Where are they looking? You know what? So I know that one of the brothers is working a lot. You know, one of the young men works a lot, you know. And I don't think they're necessarily like, okay, I'm gonna put this ad in the paper or they're online dating. I think, you know, in your environment, you hope that you would meet somebody, honestly, you know. Like, I don't know. That's a good question. Anybody? You need to come correct. Meet me halfway. Why don't they have it? Oh, we have to dumb it down. So yeah, if you got to dumb it down, that person ain't for you. And I get that too, cuz if you got to dumb me down, I can't even mess with dudes like that. I can almost tell sometimes when I'm talking to people like, you're not for me. But we can be friends. I'm people I like friendliness, but it's like you're not for me though. You know, but there's someone out there, the percentage you have to give could be 100% for somebody else. And my thing is about 40%, but somewhere else that may be the full 100. So I think it's sometimes you gotta know what it is that you want. And I started off earlier by saying I had like 100 things on my list when I was in my 20s or 30s. But now that I'm approaching 50, you know, I'm like a year off 50, I'm down to about like a good 15 on my list. And some of that could be negotiable. Depends. You know what I mean? It really depends. So I don't know why we got to dumb me down. I just don't know. And I also feel like I'm in love with the concept of family, but I'm not in love with the concept of abuse and suffering disguised as family and sacrifice. I don't want to do that. We cannot love outside social. Okay. We cannot love inside social constructs. What do you mean by that? When you say social constructs, what does that mean? And but what is your idea? Give me one of those constructs. Because every time I see a young black girl come home pregnant or a teenage girl or somebody in college or whatever in their 30s and they're having their first child but no father in sight, it's like, wow, that's kind of deep. I don't even know what to say about that. I'm so shocked. One question: who defines love for us as a people? Who defines love as a people? Khadijah, you on here? He asking who defines love as a people? That's a good question. I think there could be a lot of definitions of love. Honestly. Oh, Khadijah, you are here. Hold on. Let me get some comment. Right. Okay. Jamil is in here. Woo! Jamil has jumped in. I hope no one has left that needs to dumb it down for me. Jamil, you're best. We are talking. You should never dumb it down for anybody. That's right on. Yeah. Khadijah is saying the brother I know, has no children. Has no clubber, has not. Okay, let me slow down. The brother I know are not clubbers and are not out actually searching, but through friends, hookups, women he meet during business. So that's where you can see either somebody's referring to the brother or I get my name glasses or friends he meet in his business. So I get that. So dear sister, we shared up on here. Pam, I hope that answers your question. Okay, and then Jamil is saying There are some good brothers and sisters. Let us build strong black families wherein every member can live in freedom and in safety. Right on. I'm right with that, Jamil. But I also think before, in order to get to that, because that to me is where we're trying to go, I think we really got to talk about what does that look like? What does that mean? Because sometimes when we do this, like when we talk about good brothers, you know what I mean? Sometimes thinking that someone who appears to be about family may not even know how to have a family. You see what I'm saying? Because I've seen a lot of that in my day. Like you meet somebody, hell, y'all meet a conscious black something, and this fool is more anti-black. He was just in the feeling because everybody looked good in their little suits and berets or whatever they was wearing. You know what I mean? But really, that person may not even know how to be a daddy or how to be a husband or how to be a brother. You know what I mean? I set the definition of love in my relationships. We too caught up in all that bullshit. Khadijah, what is all that bullshit? Pam said, I agree with Jamil. Jamil, you got somebody on here agreeing with you, Sister Pam in here. Jamil said, love is freedom, justice, and equality. Give those jewels to others and accept the natural products of love. Right on. I'll take that. I'll take that. So are we having these conversations with our sons and daughters? Are we having this as we look at building the black family? To have black men who are like, I don't want nobody else. I don't want none of them other products or whatever. I want a black woman, somebody who knows and understands me. Are we having those conversations with our sons and daughters? That's my question for y'all. And right on, Jamil. Jamil says, Khadijah said, put them damn glasses down. You know what? Because I was getting ready to go like this, but I don't have no cleaner in my glasses. It's hella dirty because I can see it from here. But then I also feel kind of good carrying the glasses. Okay. Because when I used to watch like educational programming, the person would always have glasses on. Then they put them on like this and then they throw them off and they get passionate. So sometimes it's more like theatrics with the glasses. It felt like I'm getting in when I hold the glass. No, just being silly. Jamil, I agree with you. Love is freedom. Yes, I have. Sister, if I was going to say, are young people having conversations about the values and the share of longevity? Right on, and they share for longevity. That's what I'm talking about if I multiply. Because I got a feeling that if they are not witnessing it, then they may not be talking about it. Because sometimes you can't talk about things you never heard of, or you may see something, but you don't know how to get there. You know what I'm saying? So that is something. That's a really good one. That's a really good one. Okay, the dating site seems to foster a false reality for getting to know someone. I also heard a lot of people say some of them dating sites, they put all their stuff in there and they be sending them to other people. That's what somebody was talking to me about on they dating. A lot of white men in there. You know, you put your stuff in. I'm a strong black woman. It's like you may even put that in there, and they still send you to some white people. So I don't know. We have been broken as a people, men and women, and we must gently turn to one another in the process of repairing and renewal. Right now, the renewal. That's right on, Jamil. And I agree with all that because you're talking that big picture. But what I know about the big picture is that you got to have some steps to get to it. And I'm talking about those steps. And when I'm talking to young girls, I could talk to them all day about their ideal of having a baby, but some of them have no concept of relationships or marriage or commitment or building a family or seeing them with the same person for 15 years. That's the part that get me. So they can tell you all about birth and all that, but they cannot tell you about what's the characteristics of a good human being that you want to build a family with. And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I joke a lot because I'm a jokester, but I'm really concerned about that. Sisters, get you a big man that can dance and make barbecue. I can't stand you. Right on, Jamil. Right on. But I also want him because this is another thing for me personally. I like a man that's smart. I like a man that can like talk about any subject. I don't like somebody that they don't have much to say, and then they don't want you to have much to say either. That don't work too well for me. But I don't know. I guess when you're young, and then as y'all together, maybe that will grow on you. That's why people be together for years because people do change as they get older. You know what I mean? Value needs to be a part of the conversation. Values need to be. So how do we know what values? I'm with you on the value, but what's a good value? Where can young people? Okay, where can young people with like minds meet. Okay. I gotta clean these dirty ass glasses because I really can't see. Uh, right now they all meeting online. They meet, they slide in the DMs. That's where they meet at. I don't know how much we as adults or older folks intervene in that. I don't know if we try to really play hookup anymore, or you gotta meet my daughter. Like when you said it, I was like, right on. You know, there was a time when people dated folks, they wanted to know what their parent would think about this person. You know, they would want to know that. Getting a Gucci bag is love to some. Being controlled is love to some. Yeah, that love thing would be kind of woo. That's pretty good. Hey, Jamil, so true. LOL. That's Kev. Hey, cuz. Uh, I agree. Right on, brother Jordan. Need you to chime in here in terms of what is love, what is marriage, what is a relationship. Are we talking about this enough with our young people? Do they know what we really think about this subject? I often wonder that myself. Do they really think that we even have any feelings about it? You know what I'm saying? So right on there, brother. Same here for Tina. Khadijah saying, I have these conversations with young people in my environment. We also have direct examples of real life Black marriage couples. That is so true. That is so true. And in our family, you have to bring people home. So if you're in a relationship and your family don't like the person, that could really hinder your relationship, especially if they see something that you can't see. You know what I mean? But then how do we support each other but not bring that bullshit in here? Young people see that too. But sometimes when I'm working with some, not all, I got some brilliant young people, but sometimes I'll be working with some girls like, my mom don't understand. It's like, girl, you 16 years old. You with this 19-year-old. Like, are you serious? But then sometimes I'll be wondering, well, where's your dad? Because dads, that's why fathers play a role as well. You know what I mean? And that's the part of the issue in terms of what we're seeking, sometimes what we're looking for when you really don't have a blueprint. We need to start teaching, we need to start teaching man's lessons. My glass is cleaner. I need some cleaner stuff. Okay. Right on, I agree. But who needs to teach that? Because today I was on a call and they was asking me about teaching some classes for males. I was like, hell no. Immediately I was like, no. You need a man to do that. You need a man to do that. You tripping. That's not my job. So right on, who needs to teach that? I'm with that. Hell, where do we as old people meet people? You know what? Yeah. I don't know. You know what? Maybe that's why I be in the lane with the young people, because sometimes you get to the place where you be like, I can't really help people because hell, as an older person, it's hard to figure out where you're gonna meet some dates at. I mean, I'm just saying, because sometimes some of these older cats be playing around. They don't even want to step their grown man game up. You know what I'm saying? Not all y'all. I'm not talking about all the brothers. I'm saying, there's some brothers you be like, dude, if you don't sit your ass down with your old self, you need to be looking for somebody you could get ready to do this final hunker down on. You know what I mean? So that you could build something. And I guess the other part is, as you get old, this is just for me. You want to grow old and not in a bad way, because growing old to me is not bad, honestly. But where you can have that loving family. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't know. Jamil, I'm gonna need you to jump in on that one. Not everybody values the same thing: family, traveling, liberation, wellness, independence, stable jobs, etc. Right on, Sister Eva Multiplay. Right on. That's so true, because values can look like a lot of things. Because some people don't value family because they ain't come from a good family. Some people don't want to travel because they may be too afraid to leave their block. It just depends on where you are. So I agree with you. It's just the values. You got some key things up here: family, traveling, liberation, wellness, independence, stable job. She didn't just say job, just over broke. She said stable in it. Hell, I go so far, depending on how old you is, I'm talking about somebody with some goddamn retirement. But that's just me. Okay, Sister Natasha says a lot of Black women don't know how to vet men. Now, sis, that's you saying some stuff right now. And man being a provider is not even a requirement. Toxic relationships, aka struggle, love, has been normalized. Now, you know what? I need to hear from y'all. But what the sister's saying is true, because sometimes in a lot of toxic relationship, a man is a provider. But the shit be toxic. And we think struggling, that's a part of me. We think struggling is a part of being in a relationship. One of my girls said, love is struggle. This is one of my girls in my class. And I was like, are you kidding me? What, you 15? Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, starting with at the root, parenting is a jump, then personal choices. Right on. Okay, so what do you mean when you say parenting? Starting at the root, parenting, got you, is a jump, then personal choices. Okay, right on. I told my daughter, love these days, me, legs open. Ooh, okay. Very easy for the young generation. That's why I show her and let her know her worth. Right now. Right now. That's so true, cuz a lot of young girls don't know about love because they don't have it at home. You know what? You better say that 3 times, cuz you're right. I did it. Right on. Okay. Speak it, Kim. All right. Hey there, sister. How's Chicago? Y'all cold up there? Because I've been there when I had that hawk roll in Chicago. Sister Chris says my friend has a great sense of family, good for the boys, which is great. Cooking caters to me and all, but I'm sacrificing to make sure my young black men get what they need. So you mean because in your relationship, this guy is all of this, but you want to make sure your sons get what they need in this relationship? Help me out with that. Maybe I read that wrong. Love is not struggle. That's what I told the little sister. She did. Everybody was saying love is this, all the gushy stuff. And then she said, love is struggle. I said, well, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't say that to her like that. But in my mind, I was like, girl, and Khadijah, you know who I'm talking about because you worked with this girl with me this summer. And so do you do if I multiply. Man, you need to get ready for the 8 p.m. So yeah, I know. I'm gonna do like another 10 minutes and I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here because it's not till 8, it's Monday night. But this is a good conversation. So if y'all just joining me, I said, can we? And we talked about can we date qualified black men? And notice I didn't just say black men or any black man. I'm talking about a black man that's qualified because me and my sister know some black men, one in particular who is looking to be married, who wants to date black women, and he's having a really hard time because black women are saying that he's kind of boring because he works a lot, he's building businesses, his business is doing really well, and he's too dark. And I thought to myself, as soon as this white girl grab his ass up, y'all better not say a damn thing. Maybe parents and families should start a dating site called Should My Daughter Date Your Son? I'm gonna tell you something. We laughing, but there'll be hella people on that site. Because I think a lot of black people, quiet as a cat, kept really do believe in some kind of arranging of people getting together. You understand what I'm saying? I think there has to be some criteria. So I don't think, Sister Pam, I don't think that's a bad concept at all. I think a lot of us are looking for that. Ain't nothing like you groom somebody to be this beautiful person and you get out here, the pickings is slim and shit. You be like, oh my God. I feel like both parents should provide because I feel like if a man is the sole provider, it leaves the woman with no other option but to depend on the man. And sometimes the man, depending on the type, will use it to control. Right on, Tina. I agree. I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. And we know that this is about building it. There has to be the yin and the yang. The yin and the yang to some people look uneven, but it's absolutely balanced. You know what I mean? Absolutely balanced. Pam is giving that thumbs up. Krista said the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Yeah, child. I'm gonna tell you. I told this brother, this brother was back east. He be taking already. He be. If he was in the South, he'd be. I don't know. California's a little different. I'm just gonna be honest. I live out here. I love Cali, but it's different. It's different. But I'm with all of y'all. I'm with all of y'all, straight up. Like, so if Khadijah and Pam, make sure y'all get each other information. We should train our daughters. Our skin is beautiful. Right on. I mean, we're all beautiful, but I just some of the stuff I hear say around it, and we say it like it's an okay thing. And I'm not gonna lie, that sometimes that kind of concerns me when I hear people saying stuff like that. And you be like, why would you say that out loud? Like, I agree with the bullshit you ain't say. Like, it shouldn't be that way. That's all I'm saying. And we should train our daughters. Right, we got that. California is difficult on the dating scene. Woo! Okay, brother Jordan. What you mean? It should be easy. I'm just being silly. You're right. It is. It really is. I think that's why I enjoy so much when I'm in the South or on the East Coast. I'm not saying that the relationships are any perfect, but I still see Black people loving each other and that's together. There's still a lot of example there. I don't know if any of you all have seen Lovers Rock on Amazon Prime. It's the second episode in the series. And I remember growing up in all of that energy of Black love. And so you're absolutely correct. California is just a different kind of beast. Love y'all to pieces. We love you too, cuz I have a show tonight called For the Culture with Sister Cleo, and she'll be on tonight at 8. And I don't know, y'all. I think we gotta maybe look at something in this conversation about this dating and about even with some of the older people who are still looking for their mates. I think we gotta have a conversation about that. I really do. I definitely think that and I also believe in having conversations allow for people to open the door. You know what I mean? She said Black people are fetishized in California. Oh, God. Oh, Ifa Motupe. Women love Black men. They just scared of men with high qualities for life. Now, cuz, I never thought about that. Well, high qualities for life. I love the show, The Night Agreed. Thank you, Pam. I'm serious. I think we may have to look at this dating thing. And maybe because of the quarantine, people will be more apt to kind of talk about what they really want. I would love to look at what does it mean to have these values we talked about. We talk about building what? Like, there's nothing worse than being with someone. You talk about building family. This person talking about building, just enough to pay rent. Like that's not my ideal of building. Kim, I agree with your statement. Okay, right on. Have you experienced that, brother? Where your qualities is, women are scared of them high qualities? I love this conversation. Me too. Quietly, I'm a matchmaker. Quietly, though. I'm a quiet matchmaker. I've had my share of matchmaking. I about an 80% success rate. The other 20%, that's a whole nother story. But I will introduce people, but that's all as far as I'm gonna go. Pam, I'm about to request you. Okay, so Khadijah, get ready to request you, Pam. Because I just feel like we gotta, and yes, that's the main problem. Damn. Wow, sis, this is a good conversation. If I don't know in terms of, and I do think, because I'm definitely talking about some young people, but I also think older people, is it harder, you think, to date when you're older? Because this is my other truth too. Oh, I love this conversation. Hey, Veronica. I also think when you older, people have more health ailments. And so I've known people who dated folks, and then 3 months later, they had a stroke and then they couldn't walk no more. And then the person who was in this relationship ended up leaving the person. And I thought that was a little cold blooded because you were dating a man for 6 months. You could be the reason why he had a stroke. I don't know. But I don't know, dating older people don't tell you about their health situation. So I think it's a little different when you're older. I'm a certified matchmaker, but those folks are crazy nowadays. Because we used to matchmake some people. We used to have gatherings at my house just so people could meet each other. We had a pretty good success rate, honestly. Jordan Wise gonna be the first one on the dating show. For real though. Yeah, I can see Jordan on that dating show. I really can. I think we gotta figure out our own way of doing matchmaking. Y'all remember the Love Connection? Nothing like that, but something to maybe we match up two people and they go on a date, and it could be a virtual date. And then they get to come back and tell us what they thought about the date and see if they will continue on. That's very simple. And the date could just be very because to me that's about saving family. Like you got to really see if this person's compatible for you. We kind of do like a little question, and then we match y'all up, and y'all can go on a virtual date. I mean, if y'all afraid of the COVID, you can still y'all talk to people all the time over this thing. It's on Zoom and everything else. Even Google got something you could do that with. It's hard to find a like-minded man. Okay, I feel you with that. Like-minded. Yep. Yeah, I can see that. I'm serious. I'm really big on people finding each other and going on a virtual date. That ain't gonna kill you, honestly. It really isn't gonna kill you. It's actually pretty cool. I love my black men, my sons, my brothers, my uncles, my cousin, and I'll take in consideration everything they have been through in this country, and we through it, and I support them and I love them. We are all damaged, and then I was going through this without being damaged. So for me, it's all about the healing, um, healing us all through love. I agree. I hear you, sis. I respect your statement. But my one thing is, I'm really clear on. I love everybody. I'm gonna be very honest with you, but I also know I watched too many women do that part where I know your story, and then they didn't get what they needed, and then they died. So for me, it's like I want black men to stand strong and firm in who they are, as I'm gonna stand strong and firm in who I am, and then we could come together and build. But me understanding your struggle, that's too much for me. And I don't ever want my daughters to feel like it's their job to fix broken men, because that's what I watched black women do growing up. They understood better than the man, and then they died before the man, and then the man was on to his next victim. So for me, I feel like as human beings, we could just feel for each other, but we cannot be the savior of black men. And I think sometimes when I'm talking to people's sons, I see their mom, what she's contributed to him, thinking that it is my job to be his mother. No, no, dear brother. We got to do, somebody said earlier, if we do that deep internal work on ourselves, then we'll be okay. But no one can go do that for you but you. And all of us have a story. Black women have some stories I've never heard black men share. And then we still carry children in our wombs with all of those scars, and people still not taking care of us. So for me, it's like that partly is what's killing us as black women, is that understanding to be like, I have to nurture you through all your bullshit. I'm not gonna be, because I got bullshit myself. I do, but I try not to bring that on a date. I will try. Okay, wait a minute, Tina. Tina said, so we got Tina McClain, and then we got our dear brother. Let me get, I think that's Jordan Wise. Okay, we got two people. Okay, I think we on to something. I'm serious. Y'all messing with me. I'm gonna make this happen. Anybody know me? I'm gonna make it happen. Veronica says, I feel like my generation doesn't know what actual dating is, and everyone is issued to hook up on social media. That is such a turnoff for me. So, how would you like to meet somebody, Veronica? So, I got these two with the virtual dating. That's good. Okay. So, what about you, Veronica? What is it about that? Then, what is it about the? Because your generation is the one who kind of ushered in a lot of this stuff with the social media, so I can get that. But how would you like to do a date? Would you still want to? You would have to go out in the daytime so you could be outside, because we in the era of COVID. If that's what you're interested in, starting at the root, meaning it starts with parenting as a blueprint. Right on. You are doing your part, because some families only have one parent. You are doing the job with the young people. Right on. Right on. Trying to read these comments before I get off here. Agreed with you. Okay. Pam was like, agreed. Uh-oh. A strong king and queen. Right on. And my daughter. Right on. I'm right with you, ma'am. I'm serious. People think I'm kidding, but we're going to do this dating thing. Okay, I got two volunteers. See, that's what I like about that. King and queen step right up. Bam! So I'm gonna have to send some emails out. So, all right, y'all. I really do have to get off this thing, because I have an 8 o'clock show now. I gotta prepare for it. Sister Cleo Cartel will be on call for the culture, and I'm so psyched because I love when she comes on. She has a ball of energy. So, anyway, fam, let me get off here. I'm gonna be back on here though, because we are really gonna figure out this dating things. Queen Mother said there is a difference between dating versus intimate coupling. Yeah, yeah. What's that difference? Yeah, yeah. I know that's like, I don't want you to type a lot, because I mean, but what is that difference? I mean, dating, you just know somebody, but coupling, that feels like more long term. I'm gonna write that down. Dating versus coupling. Intimate. You said intimate. I'm gonna leave that word out. All right. So let me see if I get a response from Yaya before I get out of here. So okay, so I guess y'all answered my question. Can we date qualified black men? I guess the answer to that is yes, but we gotta, according to If I Multiply, we gotta do some intimate work so we can make this thing work. All right, family. I'll take it. Nah, I said date, no intimate couple anymore. Right on. No, I'm talking about the dating. When I talked about having a little, I'm dead serious about this dating thing. We can at least start there. Yeah, I like that too. But gotta go. Me too, y'all. I gotta get ready for this thing. Peace, y'all. See y'all later.